I got invited by MPK Racing to race some of France's best drivers at one of the country's most underrated tracks. And let's just say, it didn't quite go to plan. We are feeling confident as we can now make the move on the inside of the KART concept driver. But before we dive into the racing, we had to get there first. Well guys, good morning. Welcome to Schiphol Airport in Amsterdam, where we have to catch our flight to Toulouse in the south of France. So, let's hop on the plane. We have arrived. We are in a little village called Lerm. I probably didn't pronounce that correctly, but hey, I'm sorry. And yeah, this is our little accommodation for the weekend. Looks nice and cozy. However, we do not have the code to get into the house yet, so we need to wait until the owner calls us back, and then we'll see. Right guys, so we are in, and pretty cozy. Let's have a look. So here we have the living room plus the sofa, which is also the bed. We can extend the bottom part, and then we have a two-person bed. Nice little kitchen. This is my favorite room of any house. There we have an ugly bastard. Hello. And here is the bathroom, which also looks pretty good. So yeah, I think we're going to have an awesome stay here. We just ordered some food, which will arrive in half an hour, 45 minutes. Pizza and fries, very healthy. And this little basket of fries was €5. Om nom nom. Let's enjoy. Alright guys, welcome to finally we are at the track.
Cloué perché dans le vide de cette éternité. Je pleure, je crie, je bois, mais parfois le regard vide sur les photos des belles années. Je meurs, tu vois. Je meurs, tu vois pas. Je meurs, tu vois pas. On meurt. Je te glisse entre les doigts.
Alright, so here we have a pretty big track map picture. So that there's start finish straight, and we go to turn 1, big hairpin. I think that's quite a good overtaking spot. The braking zone, quite a long or sharp entry here into the second corner, and it kind of flows into the next one. We have to keep it right there. Then we go into this fast chicane, which is all the way flat out this corner. I think we reach a top speed around here, and this is probably another good overtaking spot. Then we go back here pretty fast. I saw the drivers take a pretty tight line in to that one. Double apex left-hander, and here we have a pretty awkward chicane. I think exit here is going to be important. Then here I saw someone overtake into the chicane as well, and then that's a lap. So let's see how it goes tomorrow. So yeah, the track's quite big and pretty well maintained, I have to say. It looks really good here, and I really can't wait to hit the track. Right guys, good morning. We are here for free practice on Friday, and pretty thrilled to go out on track. Welcome to Circuit de Muret. One word: speed. Sure, there are some tighter chicanes and hairpins thrown in, but this track is all about momentum. But in general, this track is a flat-out blast. Long straights, wide sweeping corners, and just enough elevation change to keep you guessing every lap. The first session was all about learning this beautiful track, and one thing became clear right away. This place rewards flow. The more relaxed and efficient you drive, the faster you go. We're back on the Mojo D5 tire this weekend. And these tires become very unforgiving when you start overdriving. You won't get a puncture, but they will just start behaving weird and the whole balance of the kart will just vanish. So that first session was quite a switch. We had to learn the track, we had to get used to the D5s again. But by session 2, it started to look a little bit better. We got behind one of the local drivers and started chasing. Surprisingly, the pace wasn't actually half bad. We looked to be somewhere near the back of the midfield, but I knew exactly where we were losing time, mainly on corner exits. I was still overdriving on entry, which kills drive out of the corner. It's something I've struggled with before on mojos, especially in warm conditions. Same story here. Luckily, we had time, and Matteo was already picking up on things. Right guys, so that's half of the practice day done, and what a track. I really enjoy high-speed old-school tracks like this. Yeah, it's just a fun blast down the straights and then fast corners, and it's awesome. But yeah, we need to find a bit more time. We're still quite far off the pace as of now, so we need to get our shit together. But for the last couple of sessions, we're going to try some setup things, and then I hope we can find some more time. But I think we will. So far, I have a pretty good feeling about it, so let's see what happens. So, after lunch, we dove deeper into the driving side of things, because that's where the biggest gains were. The night before, we walked the track together and focused on the most difficult sections, and it paid off. Take turn 1 for example. You just need enough entry speed to get the right balance, but go in too hot and you upset the balance. It's a narrow window, and when you get it right, the whole corner is super flowy and satisfying. But get it wrong, and yeah, this happens. Then there's turn 3, a downhill off-camber left-hander with loads of runoff. The key is to carry speed in, commit early and get back on the throttle fast. But there's a nasty drop right at the apex that can easily snap the rear. Matteo's advice? Take enough entry speed in there to keep the balance in check, get early on the power to create traction for yourself and just send it. And once I started doing that, the exits felt way better. Finally, there's a triple chicane at the end of the lap. Left, right, left, with elevation shifts the whole way through. It's brutal if you overpush into here. So Matteo told us to brake early, keep the steering smooth and just let the kart roll through here. And once I did that, this chicane became much easier. And for me, having a clean driving style is extra important. I'm on the tall and heavy side for Rotax Senior, and that affects everything. Earlier this year when we raced on Max's Primes, the issue wasn't as bad. But these Mojo tires are known for benefiting lighter and shorter drivers. Add to that the huge amount of grip that this track has, I had to be super clean. But that's easier said than done. Things started coming together. In our first session we were multiple seconds off, and now we were solidly in the midfield. And slowly improving. By the way, another thing that's consistently improving is MPK racing itself. Now, you might be aware that this video has been recorded a few months ago. And since then, Matteo has actually gotten way more senior engines, he got himself a nice van for the team, and also a nice Vettel tent is coming. This team is literally growing as we speak. And the results have been coming in more and more consistently. Alright guys, that was the day. I think we ended it pretty well. We're only about 4/10 off in the last session, which is good in my opinion. Yeah, the weight issue is quite severe, but we're going to work on that tomorrow. We're also going to try new tires tomorrow, and then I think the pace is not too shabby. I think we could get a good result here if the pace is anything to go by. So let's go back to our little house now, where I'm going to cook tonight. Food made by the one and only RedExions. Chicken with vegetables and Mexican spices, some sort of potato things, and here's stuff to put on the wrap. Yeah! Alright guys, good morning. Day number 2. Let's build on the momentum we had yesterday. I think it went pretty well. And today we have first practice, quali, and then a few heats, and let's see how it goes. Alright guys, day 2. And things are getting serious. More drivers joined the grid, the faster engines came out, and it was time for new tire runs. Now, doing a proper new tire run is absolutely crucial if you want to be competitive in qualifying, especially with the Mojo D5 tire. They have a massive grip peak right at the start of their life, sometimes for just 1 or 2 laps. So it's all about nailing that one lap when the tires are at their absolute best. That's easier said than done though, because you have to drive really differently to really maximize that grip that you have. This is exactly why the big pro drivers sometimes go through multiple new tire sets in a single day, just to get that one magic lap. Unfortunately for us, qualifying pace wasn't looking too great. The main issue was our weight. We were well over the 160 kg limit used in France, and in karting, that's quite a lot. Combine that with the fact that my driving still needed a bit of refining, not ideal. We had some work to do. On the bright side, however, the race and long run pace actually looked quite well. We were consistent, had decent tire management, and we could hold solid speed over longer runs. In terms of race pace, a top 10 finish might be on the table here, which honestly would be wild. That says a lot about the MPK package. The kart, the coaching, the setup, and of course the extremely talented driver. All of it started coming together. So yeah, qualifying might be tough, but the race, that could still be interesting. By the way, I also wanted to let you guys know that I finally started dropping merch. Currently there's 3 lines active. I know it's a bit of a humble beginning, but as time goes on I plan to add more and more lines, and hopefully there's some stuff in there that you guys like. So go ahead and visit the merch store, the link is in the description. I would greatly appreciate it, and you will of course be directly supporting your boy here. So back to the video. Alright guys, yeah, we're a bit worse than yesterday. So we're going to revert back to more of the setup that we had yesterday, and then we'll see how it goes in qualifying. We're switching to the cam box because we are a bit sneaky, so yeah, I think we should be good then. So yeah, let's just see how that goes, and I hope I have happy RedExions after the qualifying, but let's see. So let's get the show on the road. Qualifying time in karting is always something interesting. As we discussed in practice, new tires will only give the best grip in laps 2 and 3. This means that in those 2 laps, ideally you want to have slipstream. But this is very difficult to pull off, and most quali sessions in karting turn into F1 Monza Q3 shenanigans with no one wanting to be the lead car on track. So let's see what will happen this time. Perfect. We are able to secure some free track with a small tow from the driver ahead. Let's focus and hope nothing happens which will ruin our great track position. That incident completely ruined our peak lap. We were able to continue on without any damage or anything, but at that point the damage had already been done. Well guys, that was unfortunate, yeah. I think this, in terms of handling and driving, was the best session so far, but the crash in front of us happened and then we got held up. Just a bad quali. But hey, it can happen sometimes. Our last qualies have all been pretty good, so this one, unfortunately we have to take it. That does mean we're starting pretty much in the back, which is not great. But like I said, I think the pace and the driving and the setup were quite good, so I think we can move forward in the races, but you never know. So let's just see how it goes, and then see you guys on track. Guys, time to finally start racing. We will first have a couple of short races, of which the average result will determine our starting position for the big finale, which is the only race that actually matters. Unfortunately, our camera did not record the first race. We got P14 in that one, a good recovery towards the midfield. So let's dive right into the second heat and see how we do. We roll onto the tram lines, the 5 red lights go out now and away we go, but unfortunately we do not get the best getaway. But a brave lunge around the outside gains us 2 position. A lunge into 3 gains us another one, and we are now up to P16. Great start. We survived the chaos of the start. Now it's time to get our head down and focus on maximizing the race pace. If we stay consistent, be good for the tires and avoid chaos, we can gain some more positions. Speaking of avoiding chaos. It was a bit difficult to follow, but some drivers came together and we were able to gain a position from that, which sees us now move up to P15. And most importantly, no one got hurt, so let's keep moving forwards. The race stabilized a bit later on and we are looking racy. The 932 in front of us is looking a bit dodgy, so I plan our attack. I know we are strong on the straights, so we get the best possible exit from turn 5, use our powerful MPK engine to get closer, pull alongside and cleanly overtake. Job done, let's continue moving forward. The 932 didn't want to work together though, and he overtook us back not long after, which will only cost us a lot of time. I knew I couldn't waste any time fighting these useless battles, so I overtook him back. But in that battling, some other driver caught up to us and we got pushed wide there. A bit of a cheeky move, but we cannot do anything about it. We overtake the pink card back, but simultaneously lose a position in the chaos. And all of this chaos is costing us valuable time. At the end of the race, it is us against the group. We have to defend every corner, every straight, so that they won't overtake us. Remember, any position we can gain only helps us in the final. So I want to keep this position at all costs. They tried to push us wide, they tried switchbacks, but then in the last lap it suddenly turns into a three-way battle. As one of the cars in the lead group got caught up in an incident and is now thrown right into our lap. He covers us off well though, and we end up taking P16. So, like I said in practice, we are now solidly in the midfield and we are still improving our setup and driving. Well guys, heats are over and yeah, it's a bit, I don't know what to say, it's a bit empty feeling I guess. We're just not on the pace, which I don't like. So we're going to try one more thing with the setup for the final, going to work on my driving as much as I can, and yeah, let's just see where we end up. If we get a little bit lucky, maybe we can end up in top 10, but we'll have to see. I'm going to try my best, and yeah, let's see where we end up. Well guys, good morning. Welcome to Sunday. Time for the warm-up, superheat, and then the final. We decided to try some things with this setup, and they worked pretty well in my opinion. So we went to a harder seat, we went back to the standard stub axles on the front, and also we went back to the MXQ rims, which I think they worked pretty well until unfortunately we got the mechanical problem. Hey, it can happen, but I think we made some good progress, and let's see how it goes in the superheat. Right guys, superheat time. This is like the other heats but a bit longer, and this time we can start in P50. If we keep up this positive momentum, we can have a good grip position for the big finale. Anyways, we roll into the tram lines, the red lights go out now and we are racing. Again, not the best getaway as we lose some ground, but we keep the inside for turns 1 and 2, which doesn't win us anything. But we then sweep around the outside of turn 3, which gains us 2 places, and we are back to our original starting position of 15th. So, we survived the start, time to get our head down again. What I didn't tell you guys yet is that the team had found some major time in the kart setup last night. They pulled an all-nighter, working on everything, and the pace was once again a bit better. We are feeling confident as we can now make the move up the inside of the RM concept driver and move up to 14th. That was a big dive and one of my favorite moves of this season so far. The pace was really good right up to basically the end of the race, but unfortunately, the karting gods decided otherwise. We got an unexpected lingering electrical issue, which we only found out until after the weekend. Either way, it caused us to lose pace in the final laps, which cost us 2 positions. Not ideal, but it could have been much worse. And that's what you call foreshadowing. Because unfortunately, not only did our camera not record the final, there wasn't really much to record because we retired after a few laps with an electrical issue. The setup changes we made were working wonders. We were actually running P8 at the moment we retired, so yeah, we fixed the pace issue, but then the karting gods decided no. So that's a bit of a disappointing end to a weekend which saw a continuous upward trend. I think we proved that with my experience and the expertise of MPK, you can turn someone who is new to a championship into someone who can score solid results inside the top 10. Big shout out to MPK for providing everything for me, giving me the rocket ship engine and giving me some of the best coaching I ever had. I really love you guys a lot. I had a fun time with you. And I'm really sorry that it ended this way, even though no one could have really changed the result. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. See you guys next time. Peace.